So a very good afternoon and welcome back to the Republic of Motorsport. It's that time of the week where we get back to racing, and it's round 15 of this championship, and it's quickly heading towards its climax of the season. We head to the Styrian countryside here for round 15, and Matthew Connerbeer has already bottled it. The co-commentator in the house today, as per usual, is actually in the race once again. Fantastic to see. Matt, how are we doing on this lovely afternoon? So, radio check, Matt. No one heard what you said.
Right, Rich, guess who's back again with now ticked the audio box. Always good to do that when you're on the stream.
Oh, Tommy's almost dropped it. Oh, he's Spinala facing the wrong way in the Ferrari in its native. That is how a Ferrari should be, isn't it, Matt?
Facing the wrong way, as you should, Tommy Rio. You'd love to see that. For the Ferrari done that out of the first corner, I'm assuming just dropped it on the curbs on the outside. Easily done.
We've run out of talent there, it looked like. I'm going to do a quick comms reset because we still have a bit of crackle, and now you've included your audio, and I'll be right back.
A lot of good spotting. Getting a bit racy on the formation there.
We get our first time of the afternoon. ROM James with a 103.9 is immediately beaten by his teammate Weston's with a 103.5. Matt, talk to me. I need to do a comms check.
I'm now talking. Cool. Yeah, first few times on the board. Tommy Reel's obviously not representative as B Ford goes fastest to 103.5, puts him just ahead of Weston's for his currently provisional pole, but only 5 at a time so far, as we just saw Dunsworth cross the line and put himself into P4. Jan Jans invalidates his lap, so he'll be going again. Lucky Lamb on a push, and Aki has invalidated his run once again. That's 2 laps now in a row that Aki has invalidated, so not good stuff for him. Already feeling the challenge of this Austria circuit. Lucky Lamb but continues to push on.
Yeah, I can easily beat that. I can invalidate 5 or 6 laps in a row around this circuit. Really tricky with the track limits around here. Short nature of the circuit, high speed corners, and yeah, you're going to want to get every inch of tarmac that you can. And there you go.
Lucky Lamb but bossing that just as you said. And I do remember, Rich, from a CSR qualifying here. I don't know if you remember what happened, but Q1 CSR skills comes to
We don't
finish
remember.
his outlap, and we're teammates, so I'm the part of it, and I said, yeah, good luck, Rich, enjoy your lap. And he said, cheers, mutes his mic, and off he goes, and he comes around the final corner to start his lap. And what did you do, Rich?
I'm not quite sure, Matt. I've got a
Thank
vague
you, Rich.
memory of that race.
Oh, sure you do. He hit the throttle a little bit too aggressively and put himself straight into the wall, out in Q1 before he even got a try. Good stuff from CSR skills.
So that is why Matt is not taking part in qualifying today. He doesn't want to upstage me, clearly, and yeah, I won't live that one down in any hurry. So 12 minutes remain. Aki has gone yet again, and on the third attempt, Chris is going to cross the line and put himself 7th fastest overall and slowest of all drivers yet to set a lap time. D Money with a purple Sector 1.
Big dingers on the push over to DRS as he now falls back down the hill and towards turn 4, and he's actually not on the push because he's backed off. What's happened? Why is he backed off?
He ran deep up to turn 3, went across the curb a little bit and compromised his exit out of the corner, so I think he's just going to back off and maybe push again in a moment. Snipes, back-to-back winner in ROM since joining, the reserve driver for Renault on his first time lap, and it's purple so far as we head into sector 3. We've got a car up ahead of us, looks like he's on a slow lap, and he's going to come around the last few corners. Shouldn't pose too much of a threat to us here, and Snipes kissing the last few apexes beautifully there and up to the line. He's going to put himself second fastest. Tommy Real 103.0, Snipes 103.3, and Yanni Jans a 103.4. So the Renault's looking good so far in qualification.
A good sign though from Tommy Real that we are going to get into the 102s this session as Thronhalf puts himself up in a P2 on a 103.1. Lovely stuff there, and that leaves Ludlow, Drazzy, Lorne and Lucky Lambert as the only cars who are still yet to set a lap time, and 3 of them are on pushes, and Lorne will be the first one of those set of cars up to the line. He's bringing it through sector 3 now, gets a little bit twitchy on the rear end on the exit there, but keeps it under control nicely, opens the DRS, and Lorne puts himself up into P3 on a 103.3. Next up will be his teammate Drazzy to the line, who has invalidated on the medium tyre, interestingly enough, and he pulls into pit lane.
Yeah, I'm not half impressed with Thronhalf at the minute. He's really taken a huge leap in terms of pace over the recent weeks and race events, and put himself back again up on the front row. Of course, last week out, he was up on the front row, but didn't convert that into a strong result and absolutely dropped like a stone throughout the race. And it was sad to see around Silverstone after such a strong qualifying performance. Ludlow, his teammate, though, puts it P9 at 103.7. You can just see how tight the field is. A second separates the top 10 as it stands. Expect that to get even smaller as time goes on.
Absolutely, only car yet to set a lap now is Lucky Lambert. He's just started his push. He'll be hoping to get this one in and move himself up from that bottom slot, currently P15. And yeah, see what he can do. He's in that switch. Never a good omen, you've got to say. Maybe some smashed doors and a quick trip to the barriers comes standard with that car, but we'll see what Lucky Lambert can do. Oh, that's exactly what he can do.
That's on you, man.
The barriers. And there's the smashed door for Günther Steiner. What did I say, Rich?
We look like a bunch of... yeah.
I apologise. I absolutely apologise.
It looks like B4 next to bottle. I mean, set a lap. Oh no, or maybe on an out lap here. Yeah, I think he's just completed a lap time, hasn't he? It's Tommy from B4 now. Thronhalf been pushed down to 3rd. And then Lorne, Snipes, James, Yanni Jans, Westerns, D-Money and Ludlow currently inside the top 10 with just over 8.5 minutes remaining. So just checking in on the championship standings. So we look to the drivers' standings, and it's been a pretty one-man fight so far this year. It's ROM Ford in the league of his own on 236 points. He's had 6 wins, 2 poles and 2 fastest laps to his name. And then we've got AB Drazzy, who is his closest rival on 188 points, 48 behind the lead of that one. So we could do with a DNF for B Ford. So definitely get your voodoo dolls out for that one. Then we've got Tommy Real in P3, further 61 points adrift on 127. And then we've got CSR Pez, who is absent today, in P4. Then it's Lorne, James, Lucky Lambert, Daisy, Thronhalf. Snipes finds himself in P10 after only competing in 2 rounds of 15 in this championship. Then we've got Yanni Jans, his teammate, Maitland, Westerns, Ludlow, Vettel, Celtic. Mr. Condover finds himself in P17. Pullen, Aki, Cosme, D-Money, Stato, Shaney, and the rest are not worth a mention.
Session still developing before us. We've got several cars now going out on a lap. Aki has invalidated. That seemed to be his favourite thing to do in this session, I am noticing, and that could potentially cost him in the race with those track limits penalties. We do hear them around here. They are fairly easy to pick up. And like you often say, there'll be 2 races going on today. It's the race to get to the checkered flag first, and the race to track limits, and that is Drazzy going P1, the first driver to get into the 1 minute 2s, and it is a 1:02.8 for the Mercedes driver. Good stuff.
Yeah, that's a proper flyer. Never have seen one. 4.5 though, purple through 1 and just struggling to get on the power. That turn 3 really catching the best of the drivers out so far. But as we look at the constructors, we've got a big fight on our hands. It's Mercedes currently holding P1 in the standings on 290 points. McLaren lurking there behind, a further 45 adrift on 245. Then Ferrari, AlphaTauri, Racing Point, Alfa Romeo, Renault, Haas, Williams and Red Bull. And at the top there, Mercedes with 4 wins to McLaren 6, but it's that consistency which has kept them up there, and having 2 cars consistently in the points is what is going to pay off in this championship fight.
Plenty of cars in the pits, plenty of cars on track. It's a nice sort of 50-50 split for pit lane versus on track at the moment, and we do like to see that. Ron Half starting his lap time now, currently P4, 3 tenths off the pole time. We'll see if he can improve. He just gets a little bit wobbly through the first corner, but it's going to continue pushing up the hill now and towards turn 3. You think it's turn 2, it's not. That little left before it is turn 2 because motorbikes, it's a corner, something like that. Anyway, little bit twitchy under traction again there for the Alfa Romeo as we now fly along the straight and downhill to this downhill brake. Turn 4 using a lot of curb on the entry, locks up the inside front, very easy to do with that downhill braking. Bring the car back over to the right hand side of the circuit, and we set ourselves up for the middle sector. Downhill left-hander on the throttle as early as you can. Use a lot of curb there on the exit, but not that much, as Tron Half invalidates his lap. He'll have to return to pit lane or he can go again.
Who else is pushing? D-Money has invalidated his attempt, it seems. Lucky Lambert yet to set a lap time out the final corner and invalidates. Sorry, Lucky. Unlucky. Lambert.
There you go, love to see it.
So yeah, we've got 18 rounds in this championship. This is round 15. After this, we've got Canada, Spain, and we end at Baku.
That's got to be a good season finale, hasn't it? Baku. I rate that. Gonna be a nice one.
Yeah, you always get good finishes around Baku, didn't you, Matt? Nice drag up to the line. Can easily be decided.
Bring back the memories, Richard. Alright, I've had enough of your shenanigans today.
Similar to Monza in that respect. Yeah.
Oh, shut up, Rich. You dick.
PTSD or whatever. Here comes Snips.
Dear.
Invalidated.
Oh, he's just invalidated.
Oh, lucky.
Get in there, Snipes. Love that. With 6 tenths up as well. That would have been P1. But he invalidates through the penultimate corner, so the lap does not stand.
Number 97 Ferrari is out on track. Into sector 3 he comes. Currently finds himself second with a 103.0. Can he be the next man into the 102s? We're about to find out as he comes around the last corner. Takes a lot of curb, doesn't invalidate though. Must have lifted out of it, and is not going to improve.
Not ideal for him. Oh, deepest. What is he going for those track limits? I think he's trying to rush to get back to the pits. Chill out, Tommy. You've got time. It's a short lap here. He should just be able to get back to the pits and go one more time. Westerns is pushing, I do believe.
Yeah, 3 minutes
getting
remaining.
on throttle. 3 minutes remaining in the session indeed. Westerns is improving. You'll have to see that. He's about 3 tenths up coming out of the middle sector. Let's see what he can do now. He's P10 at the moment. As the yellow flags are behind him, they will not affect him on his push-up. Here comes Westerns then. Line DRS open. He jumps up to P4. 4 tenths improvement. Good stuff there for the Racing Points.
Very good lap indeed. And now the top 12 separated by less than a second. It's going to be squeaky bum time. Now 2.5 minutes remaining. Who's going to be the first to kick off a lap? It looks like front half will be one of those. We know he's got what it takes. It's going to be down to the smallest of margins. Getting the best traction out of one corner can be the difference between pole position and probably P5 or 6 in this qualifying session. It's given a cheeky toe, looks like, to an AlphaTauri behind, as we've just come out of the pit lane. Yeah, I think that's D-Money Dingus.
Oh, it gets wobbly again there, Thron half on the exit off. I think a lot of that. It's a very tricky traction zone. And that's really being shown well here by the drivers. They're all just struggling to keep the rear end in check through there. As Thron half again. Keep the back end in check, son. The fastest way is not drifting. And he has indeed now backed off of this run. And hopefully for his sake, he's got the fuel to do another run.
Yep, most of the drivers on their out lap for the final push. 90 seconds left before the checkered flag is shown. D-Money is pushing, because that was Dunsworth that we saw earlier behind front half. And Dinger's in sector 2. Car ahead of him is going to pull off to the left. Very nicely done. And this middle sector is the trickiest that I find here. Trying to hook up these corners here, carry the minimum apex speed there. And get a good push through the final few turns. Really need to commit now.
Here comes D-Money then out of that final corner. It's opened and crosses the line. It does improve his lap, goes up to P9. 103.3 there for the AlphaTauri. I think, who's next on a push? Thron half, maybe, I believe. So yes, it is Thron half who will be the next car to cross on a hot lap. And Dunsworth to follow him. So let's go. Where is he? Thron half. Follow him, and he's purple in the middle sector, and he's improving on his lap. We know this guy has got good pace. Has he got the pace for P1 here at the Rebel Ring? He's really committing it through these final few corners. Gets on the throttle now. Is it good enough for provisional pole? Not quite. It's a 102.9. He misses out on the provisional pole there. And Dunsworth now to the line. Was P14. Jumps up to P13. Makes up one position. Ludlow P6.
Snipes will not improve.
Not what he would have wanted. Definitely would have been hoping for D-Money pulls into pit lane. So it's going to be a Haas next to the line. That's Lucky Lambert, who has since settled. Can he improve on that? And further up the order, we've got the Renaults to line Snipes, and then Yannian's now. What can he do? Goes P10 behind his team. We've got Ferrari of Tommy Real. Oh, he's pinned it on the line. Tommy Real smashed into the barriers in the other cars. That's going to cost them with the yellow flags.
Up to B-Ford. Here he comes.
Here he comes. Carries some Ferrari front wing across the line as he makes his way onto P3. That was all part of the great Ferrari master plan there, Rich. Bit of front wing, extra weight.
Yeah, I think he invalidated and just had enough of it. And he just chucked it left, it looked like there. And I'm pretty sure that was Dunsworth just retiring into the back of front half into the pit lane, because front half just went up in the air, just popped the rear end up in the sky. And Snipes has invalidated a 102.6 on the last corner. Unlucky boss. He's going to start quite a way down the order in P9. A lot of work to do for the winner of the last two events here in ROM.
Good. He doesn't need a good starting position. Let's have a look at the final standings then for qualifying. This will be the grid order for the race in just a few minutes' time. Trasley on pole, ahead of Thron half, B-Ford, Tommy Real, Westons, Lambert, Ludlow, Lawrence, Snipes, and to round out the top 10. They'll all have to start on the soft compound tyre. Outside of the top 10 is D-Money, James, Dunsworth, Aki, and myself. We'll all get a free tyre choice, and I wonder if anyone is going to go for the medium tyre.
Yeah, pretty straight one-stop race, would you say, Matt Hill, in terms of strategy?
Yeah, it should be a one-stop, soft to medium or medium to soft.
Impressive to see the top three separated by less than a tenth of a second. Try and think of things you can do in a tenth of a second, because 3 cars inside that.
About it, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is phenomenally close for the top three, and that's a good sign to us that we're going to get a thrilling race coming up for you. I am just going to go and take a quick pit stop, Rich, before lights out.
Yes, enjoy, Matthew. We'll see you in a moment, as we got a nice weather. It's normally raining for me, but yeah, nice conditions for the lads here. Dry racetrack here in Austria for round 15. As everyone's going to take a quick breather and get ready for lights out. So welcome back once again to the Republic of Motorsport. This is round 15 of this championship. We're here at Austria. Who do you predict for the win? Let me know in the chat, guys. As we just wait for race control to give us the green light here, and we'll kick off with a formation lap for this 50% tour of the Red Bull Ring here in Styria, Austria. Not a big favourite of mine, this circuit. Quite a short lap. But it throws up some great racing. Track limits, as we saw in qualifying, will be a key topic here. If you can keep it clean, penalty free, and if there's a late safety car, you're going to be quids in for a win here in Styria. So keep it smooth and consistent, because they can easily start to rack up around here when you're pushing double hard. Yeah, who's your predictions for the win? Let us know. We've got B-Ford up at the front with Drazzy, etc. Snipes, your winner last time out down in P9. I think it's anyone's to pick from. But I'm going to go for a Connorby win just to put pressure on him.
Yeah, same. Should be a fairly straightforward win for myself. I can go for paid Snipes to take out a few cars and himself in the process, so there'll be some simple stuff for him.
Yeah, this one won't be won and lost on the first lap, but yeah, it's going to be tight. Good, respectful bunch of lads. This is a pretty friendly league. Everyone knows each other, spends a lot of time practicing together, and we always have a good battle. Last time out in Silverstone, it was a four-way battle all the way up to the line. If you haven't seen that, do get over to the YouTube channel, the ROM F1 official, to catch up on all the action from the previous rounds. Are we going to get going, boys? Come on. We're not paid by the hour.
Nah, we're just going to sit here all day, mate. This is nice.
And I think they've heard me, because we're about to get going. So strap in tight, grab a cold one, and let's get this party started. So last time out was the British Grand Prix. We had a couple of incidents, one involving B-Ford and Maitland. So coming around the last corner, we did have Maitland crossing the line first, but Codemaster said, no, thank you very much. We're going to give that to B-Ford. A bit of bias there, but that was rightly reversed. Putting Maitland back into P2 and B-Ford back down to his rightful spot of P3. We also had an incident involving Westerns and front half. So going into the last chicane on lap 17, they're side by side in the braking zone. Alfa Romeo is pushing Westerns on the grass, and then in the penultimate corner, due to this incident, front half received 3 penalty points on his licence for driving without due care and attention and negatively impacting others. So there is a super licence system in place in this league, and if you're involved in too many incidents, you will be issued time penalties, quali bans, and even a race ban if you're that naughty. Like I said before, they're a good bunch of lads, they all know each other. And on the grid today is Drazzy, the closest rival in the championship, who's taken pole position with a fantastic lap, getting himself into them 102s. Front half, super impressed with this guy. He's really put in a lot of hard work, a lot of miles to up his pace, and he finds himself second on the front row. Once again though, he was on the front row last week, it didn't end that well. So we need a good showing today, and I really hope we can give a lot of positive energy to this guy and he gets a good result. B Ford on the second row, alongside Tommy Rill, who was a race winner this year. How can we forget? Circuit of the Americas and donuts before he crossed the checker flag. Then we've got Westerns, Lucky Lambert, Ludlow. We've got Lawn Snipes, Yanni Yans, your top 10. And outside of the top 10, we do have D-Money starting on the mediums, James on the softs, Dunsworth on the mediums, Aki on the softs, and Maitland on... I do apologise.
Call me Maitland.
Matthew on the softs. That's the end of mine and Matthew's friendship. And good luck, boys.
Me on
Have
a
a good rest.
whole new level. Jesus.
I know how to insult Matt now, quite clearly. And Maitland, if you're listening, I'm sure that's an insult to you too. So that's a double one. Here we go, round 15 of the Republic of Motorsport. We're going to get ready for lights out here at the Red Bull Ring, round 15. Let's get this party started. 5 red lights. And away we go for the Republic of Motorsport Austrian Grand Prix, and it's a good start from Drazzy. Not so good for front half. It's going to be Tommy Rill up the inside. He's going to have a look, cut the corner, and here comes front half. He's going to come back, and it's going to be a three-way battle as we rocket up towards turn 3. Who's going to be the last of the late breakers? It's going to be a tricky one down into this braking zone here. Is anyone going to be Superman and send one? And it's going to be Drazzy who holds on to it. A bit of contact there, just compromising Tommy Rill's exit out of that corner. And here comes the racing point with a lightning start, moves himself up into P3 now. Further down the order, looks like everyone's come through okay. And it's Tommy Rill going wheel to wheel with that racing point. B Ford finds himself down in P5. And you can see the leaders already starting to pull away. And the racing point has the inside line. It's going to be a brave man to hang it around there. And Tommy Rill is feeling extra brave. There's a bit of contact there. That's going to compromise the racing point car. And on lap 1, it's Drazzy front half, Tommy Rill, Westerns. And it's B Ford, Lucky Lambert, Snipes finds himself up in 7th. Ludlow, and our first penalty already for Westerns. Everyone just starting to settle into the race now. Looks like everyone is accounted for. And a good start for that man on pole position. And let's just ignore the timing standings. Codemaster still can't get that right, and we've got a late move there from Snipes. Up the inside, deep on the brakes. One of the last of the late breakers. The Renault driver of Snipes SB, of course. 2-time CSR, HSA, and TSRC champion. And this guy has real pedigree. Oh, there's been contact. It's the 2 AlphaTauris. Just caught that. They're both on the grass. I don't think there's any damage apart from costing each other a bag of time. D-Money and Dunsworth caught up in that incident there. And they're both on the same strategy. And yeah, Team Boss is not going to be happy with that one. We've got Lucky Lambert up in P6. He's hunting down B Ford up ahead of him. Like I always say, there's going to be 2 races in this Grand Prix. Those that are going to keep it consistent and clean throughout the race, and those that are going to use and abuse those track limits and be in the naughty book when it comes to the stewards. And up towards turn 3 now. Lawn's having a look up the inside, and that's fighting for P9 with Ludlow. Who's going to get the drag? It's going to be a drag race. Both have the DRS now. The Mercedes is going to flick to the outside. Who's going to break the latest? Looks like the Merc, but he's going to have to go the long way around, cover more ground. In the background, a bit of a lock up there as well. Economy up to P13 after the Tauris shot themselves in the foot. And it's currently one big DRS train as it stands. Saying that James has just slipped out of it. And he's in P8. So already penalties for front half, Westerns and Aki in this Grand Prix. And that will not be the end of it, I can assure you of that. Long way to go as we start lap 4 of 36. B4 sets the fastest lap time of 106.2 in his McLaren. It does throw up some great racing in this circuit here. Good braking zones, good traction zones. And nice DRS as well. Front half starting to bring the fight back to Drazzy now, who did have a good opening stint. But that DRS, your ERS management, that's all going to play a key factor as we get later into the Grand Prix. Aki getting very close to the back of Lawn for the battle for the last point. We only got 2 cars still on the mediums. And that is Connerby and Dunsworth down in 13th and 14th. So if they can hang on to this soft pack, which is the top 12, they'll be in a good position if anything happens later in the Grand Prix, and if they can just hold on to the DRS as well. Let's have a look at the winners and losers after the opening stint there. You can see James up 4 positions, Snipes up 2, B4 down 2, and we've got Westerns and Tommy both up 1 position.
Pretty steady stuff here at the back. I think both of us still on the mediums. We're both just going to try and hang on in there for now. Let the softeners tyres die off and go from there. They're getting a bit racing in front of me now. That's Yanni and Aki.
And Westerns just sent one down the inside of Tommy Rill and gets himself up into P3. Tommy is not a fan of that because he's got B Ford all over his gearbox now, and he's going to have to go on the defensive. B Ford can smell it, can smell vulnerability. And with this nature of circuit, here comes B Ford. He's going to have a look up the inside. They're going to think better of it. Yeah, if you get overtaken by one car, you can lose multiple positions. It's just a massive train. It's all about momentum at this stage of the race. Up ahead of us as well, front half having a little look there, just filling the mirrors of that Mercedes in the lead. A little wobble there on the exit for front half, but composes himself pretty well. Undercut's going to be pretty crucial when it comes to strategy as well. Here comes Snipes. He's going to get lucky Lambert and move himself up into P7. Yeah, he's got it done before the braking zone. And he has a bit of a gap now. 1.1 seconds to B Ford, who's no slouch. We know that. And these two had a good ding-dong in the last round. And I think Snipes is going to push on and make it a 5-way scrap for the lead of the Grand Prix. So we've got 2 trains first, down to 7th and 8th, down to 13th, and then the big step to the AlphaTauris at the back of the order. As Matthew Connerby has been a naughty boy, picked up 3 seconds. Shame on you. We go into lap 7 of 36 now. Aki picks up 3 seconds. Snipes with the fastest lap as he's now in clean air, and he's using a bit of that battery, a bit of the fuel. And he finds himself in the DRS zone of that train up ahead of him, which is first, down to P7, like we said earlier. Yannian's getting very close. That's Aki. Oh, he's going to get the switchback, is he? We go wheel to wheel. Already flashing away. Used up a lot of energy. Renault has the inside now, going to become the outside line. And Connerby's got a front row ticket. It's further up the order now. B-Ford's getting a move on. He's got himself up ahead of Tommy Rill, who just kissed the rear end, and he's going to kiss the barrier as well. And that is Tommy Rill round, and he's left the session. He's not a fan of that. Yellow flag through the final sector for the stricken Ferrari. And that man can't catch a break recently. He really can't. I think Snipes had to get out of it there or something, because he now finds himself 1.3 seconds behind B-Ford, who was right up the gearbox. Yanni Hanzanaki, they're going to go at it all race. And Yanni has completely outbrakes himself. He's going to lose 2 positions now. As Conor is going to sail on by and say, "Oh, thank you very much." Here we go. And now a battle between Ludlow and James in the battle for P7. Let's check in with the leaders because it's getting close. Actually doing a good job of keeping it clean so far, resisting the efforts of front half behind, who does have the advantage of that DRS, which is a massive advantage around here. But so far 9 laps in the lead for Drazzy from pole position, and front half again just squirming around under the traction zone, and that's just going to give Drazzy a welcome relief. Oh, a bit of contact there. It's the McLaren versus the Williams. Oh, and that was a late switchback. That was not nice.
And he's broke me front wing. What was that?
Oh, that was awful. And that's really going to compromise Matt now on the medium tyres. He didn't need damage. And how bad is it, Matt?
Yellow. One side.
It's damn unlucky, man. He's driving well.
Losing it.
There's going to be dives into the pits. See what tyre he's going to put on now.
Soft tyre, Richard. Going for the soft tyre, new front wing. Yeah, just got the move done on the McLaren, squeezed him out on the exit. A little bit like Leclerc and Verstappen a couple years ago. And he wasn't too happy about it. Decided he wanted to dive on the inside. And I buy my front wing.
Yeah, I mean, he broke for the corner, but it looked like he just like let off the brakes and then just sent it up the inside and just cut right across you. I mean, there's racing and then there's just that, you know. We call it a Mazepin kind of move. But lap 10 of 36, eventful so far. Drazzy from front half, Westerns, B-Ford. Snipes still not in the DRS range of this front quartet. And it's a gap of 2.7 seconds to Lucky Lambert, who has a buffer over Ludlow of 3.7. And then it's James, Lawn, Aki and co in hot pursuit. And a lot closer on this occasion as everyone coming down the back straight. There's the view off the rear wing of the Mercedes. Front half just having a look there, but nothing with real intention. Further down the order, Aki and Yannians once again. They're going to be battling over the final points paying position. And Snipes is boxed. Box, 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 box. Snipes looking for the undercut to try and get himself in the hunt for the lead of the Grand Prix. See where he comes out. He's going to be looking for some clean air. And he's gone for the hard tyre, as well as Lawn as well. Lawn is boxed. Again to the end of the Grand Prix. Here comes Jelle Jans. He's going to send it again. And they have the outside into the corner. He's going to have it done under brakes there. Gets a little kiss on the rear end from the McLaren driver of Aki, who's definitely showing some aggressive driving here today. He's going to again have a look up the inside, and again makes contact, this time with a Renault. Not as bad as last time out. And that's a bit of karma, if ever I saw any. Aki off the circuit. Still facing the right way though, so it shouldn't cost him too much time. And Drazzy responds. Into the pits comes Drazzy. Front half now takes the provisional lead of the race. Weston's is going to pick up P2. And let's see where Drazzy's going to come back out. Needs a good stop here. Going on to the hard tyres. So will the leaders extend and look for the mediums? That's going to be the big question now. So let's ride on board with Snipes. He's the one to make that earlier stop. Looks like Drazzy is going to come out just ahead of Aki. Aki, that is the net race leader up ahead of you, so not doing anything too rash now, boy. Snipes going to have to clear Aki ASAP. And Snipes has jumped B Ford. Undercut has definitely worked there. Big time. So front half leads from Westerns. Front half has dived into the pits, as well as Westerns, I do believe. It's a negative. Westerns stayed out. Front half, Lucky Lambert into the pits. So front half extending there. That's going to have cost him a lot of time. It does go on to the mediums. So a mix up in the strategy here. Let's see where he comes out in relation to that leading pack. Drazzy, of course, the net race leader here. Snipes is going to jump in. B Ford in hot pursuit as well. He's going to come out in between the two McLarens with P6. B Ford really wants to have a go at Snipes up ahead of him. He's going to have the DRS to good effect as well. And Aki's going to have another battle once again. He's going to get past Fronov, who's just boxed. And a good move on the used tyres. As Westerns now calls it a day, comes into the pit lane, and he's going to go on to a set of mediums. Connolly closing on in to Ludlow up ahead of him on different strategies here. It's getting very close now. We've got a freeway battle. Dunsworth, Ludlow and Connolly. Connolly should have the grip. You can see him squirming around up ahead of us. And it's going to be a freeway scrap up the hill towards turn 3. That's going to be more confident under brakes there. A little lock up. Composes it well, gets on the power nicely, and Ludlow really squirming around trying to get the power down. And that is Matthew up into P9. We will have to stop once again today.
So an announcement to all drivers. Someone calls me a safety car.
So if someone would like to cause a safety car, there is a packet of Jaffa cakes at stake. You can claim your reward by contacting Matthew Connolly.
It's a negative. I ate all the Jaffa cakes.
You can have a box of Jaffa cakes, but with no contents. So it's now a freeway scrap for the lead of the Grand Prix. It's Drazzy, Snipes and B Ford, all on the hard tyres. Western's 1.5 adrift, but on the mediums. Snipes does have the DRS, but B Ford doesn't care. Oh, this is good racing here. Nice heli shot of the battle. And these two are fairly evenly matched drivers. Top three all without penalties, doing a good job of it so far. And further down the order, we've got a swap of positions. James has just got past Dunsworth. That's for P10. D-Money's made his final stop of the afternoon. He's gone on to a set of hard tyres. Let's just have a little gander, shall we, at the battery management of the top three. Drazzy is always doing a sterling job of conserving battery. Here comes B Ford. He's going to have the outside line. Snipes is not going to give up that easy. Both with the DRS. Snipes is going to break deep. Oh! How they didn't collide, I don't know. What's happened to Snipes here? Still with us? Oh no, he's not. I think maybe a connection issue, so we'll just give him a quick invite back. That is the wrong button, Rich.
Cheers, Rich. I am still in the session, but I appreciate that.
The Snipes now finds himself in P4 after the disconnection. Let's hope we get him back very soon into the race. Now 2.4 seconds adrift. And he's going to drop like a stone. Lucky Lambert's going to be hunting him down at the front of the order. ROM B Ford having a little look on the back of Drazzy there. Drazzy all squirming around under traction. B Ford's got a good exit out the corner. He's gaining. Colby's just moved himself up into P6. Lock up there for the Mercedes. Here we go, lap 18 of 36. We've just approached the halfway mark of this Grand Prix. And Drazzy leads from B Ford from Westerns. Snipes with that unfortunate disconnect, now 5 seconds off the podium. There's Lucky Lambert, Matthew Connerbeer, who will stop again. Lorne, Ludlow, James, Yanians, Aki, Fronhalf, Dunsworth, D-Money, and Tommy Real. We do have Snipes returning. He's going to have a lot of work to do. Here comes B4 down the outside up towards turn 3. Drazzy's going to hold on for dear life, try and squeeze him onto that exit curve there. Here comes Weston, who's going to have a front row seat to the battle up ahead of us. And B4 does not have the DRS. Drazzy does. And that's going to be crucial as... Oh, we're going to try and go around the outside with the racing point here. This is excellent racing. B4's not going to have any of that. He's going to hold on to P2 for the time being. But boy, have we got a battle on our hands. Snipes has taken control just in time, just before Lucky Lambert was going to get a lucky free position. As we've lost all deltas here. You don't need a delta to see this is close at the top of the order. A little flick through the order. Yeah, I think this is the battle to watch. Here comes B40, he's going to attack once again. Quite even on the battery management side of things now. B40's going to have to go the long way round. Should get on the power nicely here. Going to have the DRS once again to play with. But he's got to be careful. He's got to make it stick, or Westerns is going to have a go like we saw last time out. Oh, late move there from B40. It's not what we want to do. You can't hesitate at this phase. We'll just have a quick recap of the penalty situation. So there is hope for Snipes. He can still get a podium here. He's 7.4 seconds off Westerns, who does have 6 seconds accumulated worth of penalties at the moment. We have Lambert and Matthew on 3 seconds. Ludlow on 3 as well, as Yanni Jans is on 6 with front half, and Aki with 12 seconds worth of penalties. Snipes going to have a hard time trying to shake off Lucky Lambert because he's on the medium tyres and he's gaining. He's got the DRS open. He's down the inside. And Snipes ain't going to fend that one too hard. He's going to look for the switchback, try to get on the power nicely. And he's going to have the DRS and try to get right back at him into the next corner. Here comes Snipes. He's going to have a look down the inside. Going to go deeper on the brakes. You can see the advantage of the medium tyres as Snipes just gets clipped off there. Almost loses the car, does well to hold on to it. He lives to fight another day. The next one into the steward's book with 3 seconds worth of time penalties, and then Snipes gets one as well. Not sure if we got any damage on that Renault. Looks all good to me. B Ford now all over the back of Drazzy. Surely it's going to happen this time round. Look at him, nose to tail, top 3. And B Ford picked up a penalty. Sorry, I didn't see that one there. So Drazzy doesn't even need to fight it this hard. He's the only one who's kept it clean so far. And survives for another DRS straight. And let's just check the race director here. He is on his last warning, Drazzy. B Ford has got one extra warning, and Weston's, we know, has been in the referee's book, you could say, many times already. Snipes really struggling now to hold on to Lucky Lambert, who's on their medium tyres, has the pace advantage at this stage. So into the pits comes Matthew Connobert. He was praying for a safety car. What tyres are we going on, Matt?
We're going to go for another set of softs, my good friend, to the end. Still hoping on that safety car, but yeah, we're going to put the softs on to see what we can do.
Oh, great racing there. Mercedes just squeezing the McLaren out up onto the curb, but this is going to invite Westerns down the inside up to P2 now, and B Ford's not going to give up. So that is the Racing Point, who finds himself now second, and this is Drazzy's time to really push and try and get out the DRS, because he's got a guy on the medium tyres up behind him, and he's going to be a sitting duck in the next few laps now. Further down the order, change of position. That is Connobert moving on up into P11, and on those soft tyres he's going to be an absolute bullet flying along this track, and he's going to be in search of some championship points.
Got to do Aki next, this could be fun.
Drazzy's absolutely emptied the tank. We could see the flashing lights of the car ahead, indicating that we're harvesting energy, and that starts to flash when you get below 15% of your battery life. Let's just check on that actually. B Ford with 60 odd %. He'll be in a good position for a final push. Further down the order, Yanni Jans going to get on past Ludlow, both on the same strategy, fighting over P8. Connobert taking huge chunks out of Aki up ahead of him. We know what these boys are like. I'm sure Matthew would not have been impressed by that move that we saw earlier on in the Grand Prix. We'll be looking to stick one back on him. Here comes Westerns though. This is for the lead of the Grand Prix as we head up towards turn 3. He's going to go the long way round. They're going to go wheel to wheel on the exit. They've got good traction there for the Racing Point on that softer rubber Trazzy got the DRS. What a battle. Snipes now is closed onto the back of Lucky Lambert. Medium's now 10 laps old. And the hards will probably start to come into their own at this point in the Grand Prix. So lap 25 of 36. And we've got, is that a timer in the pits? It's like, that's D Money. VSC deployed. This will give everyone a little bit of breathing space. You do have to watch your deltas. And Snipes has taken it. Oh no, sorry, Lucky Lambert has boxed. Surprised by that decision. Oh, Drazzy! No, Drazzy! He's got a drive through. Oh, after keeping it so clean. Oh, this guy, B-Ford's just mugged everyone and got into the lead. As we're watching the deltas, B-Ford's caught him napping there. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, we can see why that was. It was D Money. He's got absolutely no front wing, and that's what the VSC was for. Yeah, and Drazzy's going to come in and serve that straight away. It's the best thing to do. In case of another safety car. You cannot serve it under safety car conditions, of course. You drive through penalty, and he's going to drop right down the order with that one. It's going to cost him at least, what, 15 seconds, maybe 18 in the pits. Lose a lot of time, and that promotes Snipes up into a podium position. Lawn's going to get past his teammate as well, it seems. Of course, Drazzy can't service the car. Or up at the front of the order, we've just missed it. Westons has got back into the lead of the race from B-Ford. D-Money has left the session. He's had enough for today. Had enough. Further down the order, Matthew gets past. Oh, what is he doing? Honestly, what is he doing?
He's just tried the same thing again, mate, and he's taking himself out. Have some karma.
And he's reset the track. Again, Matt has clearly got the corner there. He's got the advantage on the tyres. And Aki looked to just like let off the brakes and just try and send it back up the inside. And instead of looking for the traction out of the corner on that wider line, you know, get on the power a bit earlier maybe, but no. Surprised by that. It's not normally Aki's style either. Maybe he's just having a bad day at the office. Meanwhile, the other McLaren driver is still in hot pursuit of the lead of the Grand Prix. The penalty situation at the top of the order. Westons with 6 seconds. B-Ford doesn't need to do this on track. He just needs to stay out of the penalties. He's got 3 seconds. Snipes with 3 as well. Further 8 seconds back. So it's now a 2-horse race for the lead of the Grand Prix. 28 of 36. And Lucky Lambert on the fresh rubber is going to get up ahead of Yanni Jans. And he should be able to pull away now as Drazzy is going to fly on by his teammate. Looks like a team decision there. Impressive to see both of the Mercedes drivers keeping it clean so far. Of course, Drazzy did have a drive-through, but track limits I'm talking about. You can just see the pace advantage that Drazzy has. Already pulling up 7 tenths there. Hopefully we'll tow his teammate along. Lucky Lambert now all over the back of James in the battle for P6. And James doesn't need to battle this one too hard. The car behind does have a fresh set of soft tyres. James is on a used set of mediums. And B-Ford has taken the lead once again under the DRS. Up towards turn 1. Lambert's going to get the move done. It's now P6. He's going to have to pull himself 6 seconds though if he wants to hold on to that. Okay, Matt car ahead of you, used tyres, get it done. Down the inside goes the Williams driver, Connebeer, up the inside of Ludlow. He's got superior grip, traction, and gets himself a P9. Next up, Jans. He's on the used hard tyres, 15 laps old, so same again. Here we go into lap 30 of 36. B Ford leaves some Westerns, Snipes, Drazzy, Lawn, Lucky Lambert, James, Jans, Connebeer. We've got Ludlow in the final points paying position. And it's front half. He did start on the front row. Again, a not good day at the office. Here comes Connebeer though in the battle for P8. He's going to have the confidence under the brakes. He's going to have the apex. He's going to have the traction out of the corner. And he's going to have P8. So next car ahead for Matthew is James. He's on 13 lap old medium tyres and penalty free. The Westerns still holding on to the back of B Ford, but I think this is going to be a losing battle from this stage. Those hard tyres. Oh, as I say that, B Ford really twerking the rear end of that McLaren on the exit of turn 3, and that's going to give extra incentive to Westerns to close on in with the DRS and have a go. Very impressed with Westerns in this Grand Prix. Excellent pace, smart racing knowledge, choosing the right moments to make a move. You're just going to pray that the car ahead does pick up another warning or so. Lawn doing well to hold on to his teammate. The two Mercedes once again in a good point scoring position. And Connebeer now, that is P7. It's up ahead of James. Aki with yet another time penalty. So as we look to the final laps here, we'll look for the position changes. We've got Snipes up 6 positions. Got Matthew Connebeer up 8 as it stands. James up 4. And your real losers, like we said, front half starting on the front row. Down 9 positions. Here we go, final push, final charge. Westerns is absolutely using all his ERS. He's delving right into the abyss here. Well, one more push, Westerns. We want to see you on the top step, baby. The next car up ahead of Connebeer is Lucky Lambert, but he has fresher soft tyres, 5 laps compared to his 8 lap old tyres. Weston still giving...
Can't get him on penalties though, just need to stay within 3 seconds.
Go get him, boss. So, of the 14 cars, 10 have penalties for a clean. Well, Steve Money did DNF this Grand Prix. He had enough. Involved in quite a few incidents. Called it a day. Was caught up with his teammate on them opening laps, which really cost Dunsworth. You can see him way down the order now. We've got the two Alphas battling. This is for pride. And for the final point. Weston's closing up, not quite close enough. Needs to save a bit of energy for this back straight now and for the final lap or so. B Ford doing a good job of conserving his life there. And who's that? Lawn's had a moment. I think they've got turn one. Here comes Matt. Oh! Almost contact there. Matt now up into P6. What a guy. What a guy. Well, no, just needs to.
I nearly took out my front wing doing that, but that was
full send. Full send, Matt. Aki picks up a no. Oh, 5 seconds now. I think he just dived into the pits. Retired from the race. And he's got a lot to think about tonight. Here we go. Penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. B Ford still hangs on to that lead. A slender lead. And we've got even battery life now. It's softs versus hards. It's McLaren versus Racing Point. We've got another yellow flag through Sector 1. Is that through the retiring car? I do believe so. And here comes Westerns. Can he have one final bite at the lead of the Grand Prix? It will be in vain though, because B Ford does have 3 seconds to his 6. So if you're going to do it, maybe squeeze him over the curb ever so effortlessly. And you got Yanni Ans closing in on James in the battle for P8. Or getting a big snap of oversteer as well. So who is your driver of the day? Let us know in the chat if you're watching. Just let us know you're here. Here we go, leaders are now on the final lap of the Grand Prix. B Ford, his light is flashing up ahead of him. And that is just an indication to Westerns just to have a go. Joe, DRS enabled, he's using all the overtake. Save a bit of that. Now down to 0%. Gonna harvest some under braking, of course. And yeah, I think that battle is lost. Squirming under power. B Ford got a clean exit out that corner. And he didn't quite get it hooked up in qualifying. Had some work to do today. Took advantage of the safety car restart, the VSC restart, sorry, and finds himself in first position. He's only picked up 1 penalty so far this afternoon. And the championship leader looks like he'll pick up another race win. Going to come around the final few corners. There's going to be B Ford to come across the line and win the Austrian Grand Prix. I think that's 7 wins this season. Westerns is going to come home P2, a valiant display and a great day at the office for Westerns. Snipes after that disconnect can be proud with P3. And Drazzy, what could have been penalty free, that drive through has cost him the race win today. When he does jump Snipes, is that right? I don't know, we're going to have to look back at that finishing position.
I would doubt that.
Yeah, I think because of the disconnect to Snipes, he just disregards his finishing position. But the finished B Ford, Westerns, Snipes, I'm going to say Drazzy, Lucky Lambert, Lawn, Connor Beer with a valiant effort in P7, James P8, Yanni Jans P9, we've got Ludlow P10, front half in 11th, and then coming around the final corner, we've got Dunsworth. And you get a fair play award for persistence. 2 AlphaTauris costing themselves a good result today. And that's been the Austrian Grand Prix. Driver of the day, Matt. Well done. Good job after that early incident. 2 stops.
It could have been P5. I've been picked up a penalty, didn't I?
You did, you naughty boy.
Oh well. Yeah, I'll take that after the incident early on. It was a bit unfortunate. But yeah, we move on. P7 would be some points if I was in this title fight. I'm not. I've done about 3 races all season, so points don't really matter, but that is besides the point.
So B Ford takes the top step of the podium from Westerns. And the Mercedes driver, yeah, you need to get off the podium, lad. You shouldn't be there. Well, you should be there if you didn't get the drive-through. But yeah, Snipes should be up there on the podium, and it is knocked off the top step, mainly due to the disconnect. As we can see, B Ford Westerns, Drazzy, no, Snipes, yes. Then Lucky Lambert, Lorne, Connebeer, James, Danny Jans, Ludlow. Had a couple of DNFs today. Tommy Real had an early incident, early Spinala in his Ferrari. Aki sort of rage quit into the pit lane, and D-Money had yeah, a few too many incidents and retired in pit lane. See if we can get the top 3 in for an interview. And also a driver of the day, Connebeer. We'll get him in for an interview. Matt, how was your race?
Oh, well, let me run you through it. Light 7, away we go, steady start. I have to say, keeping it clean through someone, picked up a couple of places. D-Money made a little mistake on brakes into the hairpin on like the second lap. That's what put him behind me and very close to his teammate, and then of course they came together and took themselves out of it. After that, on the mediums, the plan was to go long. We're just going to let the soft guys ahead just battle it out, kill their tyres, and then think about making the moves, which I did. And then I went to the moves, and I got past Aki. Aki wasn't too happy about that, so that was not ideal. But yeah, then from there, put softs on to do a soft strategy to the end, which was good. The pace was there, just a shame about the penalty costing me a couple positions, but I'll take a P7 after the collision.
Yeah, good comeback drive today, Matt, and after starting all the way down in last, a valiant effort, and just goes to show persevere and look what you can get yourself. Let's move across to our race winner and championship leader. We have ROM B Ford in the house. Fantastic result today, and what a bit of opportunistic driving on that restart, mate.
Thank you. Yes, first win for quite a while now, so relieved to finally get one. Yeah, just saw Drazzy slide right up off his tank, couldn't move anywhere. I just took my chance, got the cut back, and got through. Not much more. I knew I had the pace in the hards. I was confident I'd get the win. So after the practice I did on the hards, so very happy, very happy.
And it was looking like such a great day for that man in P2 in the championship. Drazzy, you know, had some great pace up front, really controlling it. You led from the start, you kept front half behind, and then that VSC fell and the Delta went red. Gutted to see that, mate, but how was the rest of the race for you?
Nah, the game's an absolute joke. I wasn't speeding at all. Because on the straights, you're green, and as soon as you approach the corner, the Delta goes all the way down, and it was ending that fast. So yeah. And I'm pretty sure I would have won the race. I had the pace. I was controlling it. Using ERS when I had to, attacking, defending the way I should. But congrats to B Ford anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, unlucky today. And I think Snipes did get the podium. I think because of his disconnect, it moved the final results.
I think it's
around.
a glitch.
Yeah, but well done for keeping it penalty free as well.
I think it's a glitch.
Yourself and your teammate, you've done very well to keep it consistent throughout the race.
Yeah, I think we were the only ones, and 2 other guys at the back.
And big up Mr. Westerns. What a race from you. P2, you must be delighted with that.
Yes, absolutely. Buzzing after that one.
Did you fancy just sending
Took
it
a lot
over
about
to
it,
D Ford?
yeah.
I was praying that you just send one and
I
squeeze him.
did. I really wanted to, but yeah, if I wasn't so messy on the first lap and got my first penalty straight away, then I would have been able to be honest. But it all came down to putting those mediums on lap 14. I knew I had the opportunity to. As soon as I saw everyone dive in on lap 12 or 13, I thought I'll just extend a little bit more and I can get these mediums through. And it turned out to be the correct decision.
Yeah, you must have been really struggling for tyre wear in those last few laps there. How was it?
It wasn't too bad actually. I only hit 60% lap 34 or so. It was about managing. When we were behind Drazzy, I was able to manage quite well because I didn't need to use all of my pace to keep in the DRS. So that in a way helped me, even though the dirty air was horrible to deal with. And then when the VSC restart happened, it was quite annoying to get held up behind Drazzy. But it sorted itself out in the end with the drive-through, unfortunately.
Yep, it is what it is, and that has been round 15 of the Republic of Motorsport. Join us next week, same time, same place, for the Canadian Grand Prix in round 16 of this 18-round championship. I've been CSR Skills, this lot have been the Republic of Motorsport, and have a nice day.